Okay, Amir, I'm just starting the live now. Okay, so allowing people to come inside, but can you pass me my glasses? The glasses.
These glasses.
Mm-hmm.
These glasses.
These glasses. Thank you. Walaikum salam. Thank you for joining our live. We're going to be starting shortly. Kind of running behind a little bit, but
running a little bit behind.
A little bit behind. A little bit for running behind. I miss Selma.
I had to get she was doing my hair.
Yeah, I spent a long time doing his hair. The first time it took me 3 hours. This time it took me like 12, 1, 2, almost like 5 hours because I had to untwist it and brush it out, then twist it and put the moisturizer in there. Like that took me a long time.
Yeah, normally I set it up. All right.
But it was like easier, but also like difficult to do it that way.
So would you prefer that I take it over?
I guess it depends. Because it's easier to like manage, but untwisting it takes like more time than brushing out and parting it, I guess. I don't know. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about arguments. A lot of people, when I posted the previous video, when I said that we're going to be doing a live, a lot of people said that we should talk about arguments. Originally, our topic was going to be how to maintain and to like if you should try to maintain your own life, like if you should still try to be independent from like your spouse and still have like your own time. So maybe we'll talk about that one next week because a few people did say that we should talk about that one too. So there was a pretty, good amount of people involved in
deciding the topic.
Yeah, in deciding the topic. Thanks, babe. Okay, so we're going to start in a little bit. I'm going to go look back up on those comments. So we're probably only going to do this live for maybe about an hour or so. So I can't even speak today. We're going to start the Marriage Monday first. Probably going to spend about 15 to 20 minutes, maybe less. Yeah, about 10 to 20 minutes talking about our topic. Then we're going to move on to the question and answer segment of the video. And then after that, it's going to be over. So
we're on a strict schedule. Not really, but
yeah, because I still have to do laundry and then I have to get my stuff ready for the photo shoot. For the wedding event tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to photograph a wedding tonight, you guys.
I'm going to enjoy food.
Mm-hmm.
And there's hair everywhere.
Yeah, we'll vacuum.
I'll vacuum.
Oh, the points?
Oh, yeah, the points.
Who else argued the most in their first year of marriage?
All right.
Okay, you ready? Is this the normal side I sit on? Am I on your right side?
Yeah, this is the normal side.
Okay.
Let's see. Dang, your bias freaking everywhere.
Yeah, it's ow, you just elbowed me straight in my chest. What are you doing?
What?
It's not even.
What do you mean?
It's not centered. Here. No, babe, look. You see the one side of the couch is showing and this side is not?
Okay.
There we go, yeah.
All right, well, scoot over a little bit then. All right.
You came set hella close to me. Okay.
What do you mean? You were sitting in the middle of everything.
Okay, because I was talking.
All right.
Get the notes.
Arguments. All right, bismillah.
Wait, hold on. We gotta start our everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta start an intro.
Yeah. 1, 2.
Wait, is it Marriage Sunday or Marriage Monday?
We're just gonna keep it with Marriage Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, go ahead. Start.
All right.
Just do it.
Welcome to Marriage Mondays, where we spend Mondays talking about marriage. My name's Amir.
My name is Kamara.
And today we're gonna talk about arguments.
So the first thing you gotta kind of think about when you're arguing is what do you define as an argument? Because it could be like a disagreement. It could be like, is it a disagreement?
Is it a debate, right? Are you guys debating a topic, talking about politics or school, something like that? Or are you yelling and screaming? Are you having a real argument? Are you really, are you attacking?
Angry and, going over the line. So like me personally, I don't define disagreements as arguments. Like if we're having a discussion and, like we have opposite opinions, I don't define that as an argument. I personally define arguments as screaming, trying to like call people out of their name, just being extremely heated in general. Like to me, those are arguments.
When I think of an argument, I think it's something where if you had children, you wouldn't want children to be around. So if you're having a discussion and you wouldn't want children to be around, then that's an argument to me. And that means that, you're probably yelling or attacking one another, and it's things that you don't want others to hear. And if you don't want others to hear it, then you probably shouldn't be saying it to your spouse.
And so before we continue, I want to say that there's no way to avoid disagreements. You're two different people. You're going to have two different opinions.
Right.
But there are ways to avoid this type of escalation and screaming and shouting.
When you get married or when you're in a relationship, arguments just happen, out of nowhere. Someone doesn't flush the toilet, right? You're just like, man, what the heck is this? So you flush the toilet one time, and then you come back to the bathroom and you just see logs sitting there in the toilet. And it's like, yo, I'm not going to put up with this for the next 10 years. And it has to be handled right there. So, I think, so now we're going to really get into kind of our points on the topic. One thing that we have to say is that, when you're, I'm kind of reiterating what I said in previous videos, but you shouldn't approach someone when you're upset or angry, right? It's really not a good thing, and you'll end up saying something that you
don't mean
or don't want to say. So if you
or you do mean, but you don't want to say it out loud,
right? And so you want to approach someone when you're in a more calm state, and then you can address your points or address the issue.
Oh, that's what you put right there.
Yeah.
I can't read your handwriting. I'll bounce off of you. Go ahead.
And then if you have an issue with someone,
we weren't totally prepared today.
All right. If you do get into an argument, the most important thing is that you win the argument.
Wow, that's not the point. No.
Yes.
No,
listen,
that's not. No, you don't. Listen, you don't enter an argument to win. You enter an argument to learn about the other person's point of view and to get your side heard. You don't do it to win.
That's your opinion. But listen, if someone's trying to, attack you and things like that, your job is to win the argument.
Okay, hold on. There is nothing wrong with defending yourself. If someone's coming to attack you, there's nothing wrong with defending yourself. But if you make it seem like, oh, well, this is like a challenge. You challenge me. I need to win this. Then people are going to be going like above and beyond to try to like win the argument with all means, like by what is it
by
saying?
any means
yes,
necessary.
By any means necessary.
Yeah,
I said it. There.
And so but more seriously, when you are in an argument and someone starts to attack you, you should address it then and there, right? Like make sure that kind of have an agreement between you and your spouse that you will, try not to attack people or belittle each other. And when you do, say something and be apologetic if you say something bad or hurtful to your spouse. You're going to be with them for a while, inshallah. So you really want to make sure that you're not attacking one another and things like that.
Yeah, and on that note, like Amir was saying, how if someone starts attacking on a personal level, like handle it right then and there. And also don't wait until you get into an argument to address issues that you have been building up inside. Kind of like how I used the toilet flushing example. Like if your spouse is doing something that bothers you, don't wait until you're in a heated argument to pull all this stuff out. Like that's unnecessary. If you weren't mad about it right then and there, mad about it enough to to tell them, then don't bring it up when you guys are in an argument. Because then the other person will be like, oh, well, you want to bring up that? Well, Brett, I got a whole list of stuff.
Right.
And then you guys just going back and forth with this whole list of stuff.
I mean, yeah, and you shouldn't have a list of things that you're upset about your spouse, right? You're grown, right? We're grown men and women, right? If you get married, you're grown, right? And so you should be able to confront someone and address them about the situation. Now, if arguments turn physical, then that's another story, and you need to get help, and you might need to leave that situation. But that's a completely other topic. But that's something that you want to avoid, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're the type that gets into an argument and you want to get physical, you need to take yourself away from that space, right?
Yeah, you need to avoid arguments by just leaving.
Yeah,
just leaving.
And another thing, I mean, I'm not a scholar or someone who studies knowledge, but in Surah Al-Baqarah, which is the second surah in the Quran, there's a large section that talks about divorce and marriage. And in the middle of that, Allah talks about, maintaining your salat and your prayers. So if you're able to maintain your salat and your prayers, one thing that you can get from that is that, by maintaining your prayers, it'll help you in tough times, right? So if you guys are praying and you're really, working together and you're keeping Allah in your relationships, then these types of arguments that are, I want to say, divisive in your relationships
big words
will not, come about. Got anything else, babe?
Yeah, kind of just chiming off of that. One thing my dad always said that the best way to avoid arguments is to keep shaitan away from your house, playing Surah Baqarah, doing things that keep the shaitan away from you, away from your marriage, away from your life.
Right.
Because like we said earlier, there's no way to really avoid disagreements, but you're always in control of your own actions. You can't control the person in front of you, but you can control yourself. You can control your tone of voice. You can control the words that you say. So
yeah, and I guess another point is that if you do have children, it is important that you're showing them a good, healthy relationship. So if you are having heated arguments, you should try your best to not do that around the kids, because growing up, I saw some arguments and things like that, and I don't think it had the best impact on me. So I think that that by trying to be more calm and a better example for your children and for just people around you don't want people thinking that you're in a bad relationship and that you guys are always arguing, things like that. Keep your personal life personal, and keep your kids out of it as well.
Yeah, because as a child, seeing your parents argue to the point where screaming at each other, that's some scary stuff. And have arguing in front of other adults, that's just uncomfortable.
Yeah,
you could do that later, but preferably you don't argue later. But going on to ways to avoid arguments, I think we kind of talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that. What we should talk about is the aftermath. So after you've had an argument, you should get to a point where it's over and done, right? If you guys are having a serious debate, obviously there's an issue, right? You can tone down what's being said, but you have to attack the problem. Don't avoid the issues in your relationships, because they're always going to come back up, right? If you address if you address the issues then and there when they come up, then you won't have to worry about it in the future. You can leave it and continue with your relationship. But if you don't address the problem, then the problem is still existing.
And it's going to escalate,
Right?
More things are going to add to it.
And it's the 21st century. People get divorced every day. Oh shoot.
Oh, that's equity.
Forget those guys, man.
What were you saying? Go ahead, continue.
God,
you were on a good thing too, and they just ruined it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Continue what you were saying. How many times should you apologize after an argument? I think it's not about the quantity of your apologies, but about the quality and the sincerity of your apologies. If you're apologizing, do you really understand why you're saying sorry? Do you understand what you did and what mistakes you made during the argument? which
Mhm.
calls for you to apologize. That goes for like both people because it takes two to argue, which means two people do need to say sorry.
Right. Apologize, hug it out. Everyone loves hugs. And then alhamdulillah, you'll be fine.
Yeah, and like the biggest thing is never go to sleep with your spouse angry. Like even if you are a little bit upset about with your spouse, of like, you know what, I'm gonna sleep in the living room, and you're gonna say, great, we're gonna go sleep there, both of us. And you grab the blanket and you all go sleep on the couch if you can fit. If not, pull them to the floor. Like, don't allow your spouse to be angry with you.
Yeah. Keep everyone happy. That's all we want.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, everyone wants to come home and smile. You married your wife not to be angry. If you married your wife to be, or your husband or wife to be angry, then that's
some issues.
yeah.
that
You
gotta
got
deal
some
with.
problems.
You got some issues you need to
So,
handle.
Let's all try our best to work on ourselves. And if we work on ourselves, then there won't be much to argue about.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I think that's the end of Marriage Mondays.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about how many times we really argue.
Yeah. So,
In our first year, let's talk about our first year and arguments within our first year, because there
Okay.
weren't really any. Like, we didn't argue. We had disagreements, but it was
Yeah.
never angry disagreements our first 3 years. Our first 2
Yeah.
years.
I mean,
2.5,
have
3.
we ever had an angry disagreement?
We've never had an angry disagreement. I mean, we had disagreements.
Yeah. I mean, so.
And I do the whole "wow, really" thing, like "wow," and then I walk
Yeah.
away.
Mhm.
Does that count?
I don't know. I mean, for me, it's like when Kamara does things, I just kind of like go like this. It's just
Oh, and then
like,
I hate that. I'm like, "Wow, you're really gonna be mad at me? Wow!" And then I
I
walk
kind
away.
of just, yeah. I kind of avoid. I mean, like we address our situations, but I don't like arguing. It's not something that I like to do.
And I think that's what it's
And-
about too, because it's about like personality, and neither of us are very like argumentative people.
Mhm.
So it's like it doesn't.
Yeah, because
There's not
I mean,
a head-
we
head
know
clashing.
spouses who argue about everything, right? But it's just that's kind of like their relationship, and they're okay with that,
Yeah.
And they're not at the point where they're seriously attacking one another, or if they are, they're kind of like used to it. And I'm not saying that it's a healthy relationship, but it works for them, right? But if you're married to people who have different types of personalities, and one person is very argumentative and the other person isn't as argumentative, then when you say things, it can be very hurtful.
Yeah, extremely hurtful, because they're taking this like, a different way,
Right.
and they're going to constantly feel
Mhm.
attacked.
Yeah.
That's a question to ask. Like, are you the argumentative type? Because
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm more chillaxed.
Yeah. Do you like to relax, or do you like to freaking just talk your head off? It's like,
Or yell.
yeah.
But I think that concludes it.
Yeah.
That concludes.
That concludes Marriage Mondays.
Marriage
Let's
Mondays.
answer some questions.
Yeah, and
My hair looks kind of doing weird things right now.
it always does that when it first gets done.
Yeah.
So you want a
doing weird
headband?
stuff. Yeah, let me get a headband.
There you go. Yeah, making vlogs is kind of difficult. Like I record footage, and then it's like not enough footage to be a full-on vlog. So you got like these two things coming down.
Yeah, man, I look like Goku. It's Goku's.
Yeah,
All right.
just tuck it in.
Yeah,
No.
it's not working. Hold on, babe.
Hold on,
All
just
right,
tuck
babe.
it in.
Answer questions.
I did. There was only one. I missed your vlog. That's not a question, it's more of a statement. Amir's advice needs to come with a disclaimer. It really just does.
Sometimes.
Most of the time.
I mean, listen. I'm just telling people what's right, man. I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna be fake about what I say.
It's not about being fake. It's about looking at the whole freaking picture.
Man, I see the picture and I see, man, I'm looking crazy. All right, babe. Okay.
That's because you keep missing the hair, babe. I'm not gonna lie. You keep missing the hair.
All right, there. It's fine. No, it's not. I'm just taking this
Yeah,
thing
just
off.
take it off.
All right. So what else?
How young do you think it is okay to get married?
I think that
As
as far as age, it depends, right? It's more so about maturity and being able to support your spouse so that you can have a healthy relationship. Some families are okay with like living with a spouse, but I mean, it depends on the situation.
Yeah,
Mhm.
situation of the people, because not everybody's going to be mature at 18, mature enough to get
Right.
married, but not everybody's going to be mature enough to get married at 25. So,
Yeah, not everyone's gonna have enough money to marry an Arab at like 16,
oh
17.
my gosh, but
You know,
can you not?
it's the truth, man.
Can you not?
Get your bands up.
Not.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on? How did you know he was the one?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, how'd you know I was the one, babe? I'm such a douche.
Oh gosh.
Like,
How did I know he was the one?
yeah.
I knew he was the one because after I met him, I made istikhara, and then I asked Allah that if I was like, Ya Allah, if he's not good for me, if we're not meant to get married, then keep him like away from me. Don't let my dad like him. Don't let my mom like him. Like no one should like him if he's not good for me. But and then everybody liked him, so I was like, okay, he must be the one.
Let's see.
Do you guys think marriage is fate? I think your spouse is written for you.
Yeah, everything's fate. Whether you're with a spouse that you end up getting divorced from, or whether you end up with your spouse forever. It's just a matter of what you get out of the relationship and how you improve, right? Like everything's about getting to Jannah, right? Getting to paradise. And if you're with someone who helps you to get closer to Allah, regardless if they're good or bad for you, then it's alhamdulillah.
What do you think about the combination of hijab with a very revealing outfit? That's not something I can comment on. Yeah.
Huh.
What? I'm not saying that I wear hijab with a very revealing outfit, but my hijab's not the best hijab, so I'm not gonna be going out there talking about people's hijab when it's like, step your hijab game up,
Like women have a lot of, like hijab's difficult for a lot of women, and
it's difficult
and
for
it doesn't
men too,
it doesn't
it's a hard thing.
And for the men, men aren't very supportive and things like that, so it's not really, it's like hijab is important in Islam, but at the same time, it's like the men need to be more supportive of their women, and that's just the facts, right? If you have people who aren't going to stand behind you, but they're going to demand for you to do something, it just doesn't make any sense, right? And then they'll complain when you change, and it's like, well, where were you when I was wearing my hijab? Where was that support? Now that I've taken it off, right? You're trying to attack me and say all these things, but you never gave me support, or when someone pulled off my hijab, where were you? Right? You were sitting in the back of the bus. So it's like, when men are more supportive of women, then they'll have they can have the ability to say something, right? But at the end of the day, that's their struggle with the law, right? That's their jihad, right? It's different for everyone.
Okay, I got my glasses back on because I cannot see that. I saw one that I wanted to answer. The other one. Oh, the nikah process. Very simply, once two people agree to get married with the wali's permission, then you literally have a witness. Like, was it 2 witnesses? And you sign a contract, whether it could be verbally or like a physical contract. And then you're married. That's it. It's like super simple.
Yeah, it's super easy. But then you have cultural aspects that go into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the nikah process is super simple. It's like literally in a moment, you're like, wow, I just signed my name and now I'm married. That's pretty much it.
What country are you both from?
We're American.
Yep. And we are African American.
Yeah. How do you guys deal with unsolicited advice?
Unsolicited?
Unsolicited, yeah.
Yeah.
We just.
Yeah, we don't really get paid for any of our advice, so.
I don't know. It's just.
Yeah.
Who is more passive?
Who's more passive? I think
I am.
Yeah, she's probably a little bit more passive.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not saying like I'm aggressive. We're both kind of like passive people, but I guess I don't know.
I don't know. It is kind of hard because it's like,
Depends on the situation.
yeah, it does depend on the situation.
Yeah, like I kind of
You kind of get a little cold.
a little cold.
Yeah, a little cold. You totally ignore me.
Yeah, I can ignore anything.
Oh gosh, he could do like the silent treatment with the mirror does not work because he'll flip it and like do it back, and it's like, wow, you really gonna ignore me right now? you really gonna do this? My dad hinted that a family friend was interested in getting married with me. I knew him forever. He's good. He's a good guy. Would be a great husband, but I'm not attracted to him. What should I do? I think attraction's important. Like,
yeah, like if you're not.
like if someone's not gonna help you lower your gaze, then it's like.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that before. Like, if I marry this person, I won't be able to lower my gaze, and I'm just like, whoa, you know what you don't need to do.
Yeah.
So,
like if you're not attracted to them in the least bit, like nothing at all, like even
Right.
though, like if their personality doesn't overtake their looks, and it's like I wouldn't recommend going for it.
Right.
Yeah, that's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
What's your opinion on cell phone privacy in a marriage? Should you share everything? No.
You should never share things that you're uncomfortable with sharing, right?
Yeah.
If that's just what it is. Like if you don't want to share something, you don't have to. But if it's I guess if it's detrimental to the relationship, then it's something that you should share.
Yeah.
Like if you're like cheating on your spouse, I don't like. It's something that you won't want to share, but they'll probably find out or something like that, and it just I don't know.
Yeah, anything that could,
or like if you have like a STD or something.
That should be shared before marriage.
Yeah,
like,
they should know.
That should be shared before that contract gets signed.
You develop a weed problem or an alcohol problem, things like that. But you know, if you're like I don't know, addicted to smelling socks, you know, keep that stuff to yourself. That's just sick.
Clean socks or dirty socks?
Who knows, man? People have weird things.
I don't know, because like so if you walk in your room and your spouse is smelling clean socks, I mean that's not weird at all. But if they're in the pile of dirty clothes, gathering all the dirty socks and inhaling it like it's freaking.
Man, what a sight that would be! Like to walk in your room and someone just sitting there smelling dirty socks. You'd be like, "Yo, what is wrong? You are sick." Yeah, keep that stuff to yourself, man.
Okay, hold on. Where's that?
Okay, it says, what is your opinion on, oh, we did that one. And it says, what is a girl supposed to do if someone interested in her, but she doesn't have a wali or mahram?
Then you have to go out and buy one.
Buy one?
From the masjid. I'm just kidding. I mean, you go to talk to your local imam, and usually someone who is, you know, involved in the community, usually there's someone who's willing to be a wali, but definitely on a personal level, finding a person who is who knows you well enough to be able to decide, okay, this person is or they will not be good for her.
And then it says, how do you get comfortable with each other? Spending time with one another. Going places, eating food,
going on dates.
Yeah.
Dates are very important in a marriage, in your early marriage, going on dates. Because that's, yeah,
definitely eating good food together. That'll bring you together. Like, oh man, I just love food so much. There's nothing better than good food. Like, food is a necessity. You have to eat food to survive. So eat some good food.
Mm-hmm. What was that other question right there? What? Would you get married to someone your parents don't agree with? He's a different culture than you, but you share the same faith. How would you go about getting parents on board with what you want? Honestly, that's a purely cultural thing that neither of us can speak on because we'd never have that issue about our parents disagreeing based on someone's ethnicity. So.
I don't know. It's just an issue that as Muslims we kind of have right now because, like, I'd say, I guess the millennial generation, we're more open to kind of diversity and things like that, but our parents still have lagging cultural or racial issues, right? I mean, just be the facts. Like, some of our parents are kind of racist, and that's something that we have to deal with. But I think that, in the future, inshallah, things will be better for the next generation. So we'll see how that goes.
I thought Eid was on Monday. I'm pretty sure Eid is on Monday, right? And Arafat is on Sunday?
So isn't it like the 9th? We got like 10 days,
What?
right?
I totally thought it was on Monday.
No.
The 20th.
Check.
It's on the 21st?
Yeah, because it's not the 10th or 9th, right? Yeah, you gotta check.
Oh, yeah, let me check.
And
Let me
then,
check.
let's see. Do you have any people getting married, going to college
Hold on. If
together?
the nikah puts the new couple into debt, well, a nikah should not put anybody into debt.
Right.
Like, you're literally signing a paper.
The walima is what puts people into debt, right? You have photographers, you have an event, something like that. But I mean, there are ways, unless you want to put on a show for everyone. There are ways to reduce your costs, right?
Oh, it is Tuesday.
Have
Okay, so
only
Monday is-
invite real friends. Don't let your friends invite their friends. Invite people that you really have a relationship with. A lot of people just invite like the community, people that barely know you. So you go to a wedding and it's just like a bunch of faces taking pictures of you. It's just like, what's the point, right? I don't know you, right?
Celebrating Eid on Wednesday. What?
I don't know. I guess it depends. Let's see. What else do we have, babe? We gotta answer some questions and stuff.
I'm still shocked about this whole Eid
So
on Wednesday.
tomorrow fast? I mean, you can fast until Eid.
Well,
you can.
Arafat,
Yeah.
Yeah, I am so confused too. Okay, because Saudi sighted the moon for Dhul Hijjah.
Yeah, Eid is on Wednesday for the UK.
What?
I mean, why would it?
Why? Yeah, why would it be on Wednesday for the UK? Are you guys just being like different? Is that what it is? I'm just kidding.
No, it might be the time difference and stuff like that. Like it was on Tuesday.
I don't know.
We're
It's whatever.
we're in the United States, so
We're just gonna go to the
I can't
masjid.
speak on UK. Yeah. Please be fast on Mondays. It's an amazing day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fast. Okay.
Yes, it's fun. Is it appropriate to wear makeup in the first meeting? Well, Ibrahim, if you want to wear makeup for your first meeting, I think that's okay as long as you don't overdo it.
Man, why you
want to be
gotta
as
say his name
natural.
like that, man? That's messed up. Like, if he wants to wear makeup, that's what he does.
Let him do it. That's what I'm saying.
Right? You don't gotta call him out. Like, freak.
He's in the comments, babe. Everybody's reading his comments.
All right.
It's not like this is an anonymous thing. Like, if he wants to wear makeup for his first meeting, like, let him do it.
I feel a little offended, like you're attacking.
How do you feel
I feel like
offended?
you attacked.
I answered his question. I answered his question.
You didn't announce any of the other like.
This is her
females who were
dad's
asking
account. Her
questions.
name is not Ibrahim Dad. I mean, Amir. See, you're assuming things.
Right.
She's a girl.
Well, okay. Well, then you called her Ibrahim. What are you saying?
That's the username.
Right. But it's her dad's account, right? So,
okay, but I think you're overthinking this right
no,
now.
I think
you're overthinking
I think
this.
that you're
I think you're overthinking this.
No.
I'm trying to talk to her about her
All
experiences.
right, call her Ibrahim again.
Well, I don't know her name. What's your name? Should I still call you Ibrahim? Because that's the one I'm reading.
All right.
Amir's highly offended that I'm calling you by your Alina. There.
Alina.
You happy?
Yeah.
Alina.
Yeah, I am happy.
Personally, going on your first meeting, my view is that too much makeup should not be used. Just because you want to present yourself as like natural, as without being too natural. I'm not going to go to my first meeting with a full on, mustache, because you got to thread that stuff for your first meeting. You don't want to freak people out.
Mm-hmm.
So light, like for me, I did light makeup, foundation, maybe eyebrows.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe
most guys can see like heavy makeup, and it's like it kind of like, as a guy, it's kind of like if you're meeting someone to marry them, right, or something, or like go on a date, something like that, and you don't really know them too well, to see someone, you meet them and they have like a lot of cake on their face, it's kind of scary because you're like, man, I don't know what's under there, you know. But if it's light, like if it's lighter, then kind of like more unnoticeable, then it's like it's okay,
Like mine is my lipstick. Like if I wasn't
Yeah.
wearing lipstick, right?
right? 'Cause some people put like thick, like you know, their skin, their face is a different color than their entire body. It's like, all right, that's a little strange, but I mean, that's how some people do it.
What's your opinion on a girl approaching a guy first regarding marriage? I think that's fine.
Yeah,
You know,
that's how Khadijah
Yeah.
approached Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi
Yeah.
Wasallam. So
I mean, it wasn't like a one-on-one. Like, hey, can you be
Yeah.
my husband? It was through a third party, but still, like she initiated it.
right,
Which
and that
some
was
people
her.
have
That was his. What
the
do I
love
want
of
to say?
love of his life.
Yeah, love of his life. Right. He's. Yeah. I don't want to go too much into that. It's a long story.
Mhm. Did getting a nose ring hurt? Not really. It was mostly pressure and
Yeah.
blood everywhere. I did faint, but whatever.
I almost got my ears pierced.
Yeah.
It's a fact. It was when I was in college. I was going through kind of like a rebellious phase or whatever, and I really wanted to get my ears pierced because I thought they looked cool. So I went to Sally's. I think Sally's.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. Claire's. I went to Claire's. I signed this document and things, and I had done all this research trying to convince myself that it was okay for me to get my ears pierced. So I'm sitting in the chair, and I'm like, oh man, yeah, I'm about to do this, and then, you know, they get the gun out, and I look at the girl who's about to pierce my ears, and I'm like,
Wow, you're gonna do like double haram. You're gonna have this girl touch you. I'm just kidding. I think the guy
And-
did my nose
and
piercing.
and I was like, you know what, I can't do this. So she was like, you sure? I'm like, listen, don't ask me any more questions because I might change my mind. I gotta go now. Because for me, it's like if I got my ears pierced, I'm the oldest of like 8 or 9 kids, I think, maybe 10. And if I get my ears pierced, then my brothers are gonna think that they're gonna get their ears pierced and things like that. And they're actually they're kind of more turned up than I am, definitely for sure. So they would definitely get their ears pierced if I got my ears pierced. So
Can I
Long
shave
story
his
short.
hair? No. What? Wait. What's going on
can
in
you
these?
shave his
Hold
hair?
on. Are these other? Okay. What?
Did you both?
Hold
Did,
on.
did you finish both Quran? I'm not sure what that means.
Okay. Hold on. Blah blah blah. I wish we had a house.
Yeah, homes in California are like $3 to $4 million plus. So I'm not planning on buying a house here,
Wait, hold on. There's this.
unless
question.
it's investment property, possibly. But housing markets are volatile, so if you spend 2 million, 3 million on a house and it goes down, then
How do you deal with the one who needs to sort himself out before commitment? You don't deal with him at all. You
Right.
leave him to himself, let him play in his sandbox until he realizes, hey, you know what? I'm a little too big to be playing in a sandbox. Let me get out and do some real work.
yeah. Let's see.
We were serious, but now it's over. You can't be serious if someone's not ready. Like you can be serious, but if the other person's not ready at all, then it's like it's a waste of time. It's a complete waste of time. You can't force somebody to be ready
Mhm.
because they won't.
Yeah, if someone wants to wait, like if someone says, you know, hey, you know, I'm really interested in you, but let's wait like 2 years. We're like, all right,
No.
yeah.
No.
Let them wait by
No.
yourself, right?
Yeah. You could wait by yourself, and then if I'm still single, if
Is it true that you really truly don't know a person until you have lived or traveled with them?
yeah,
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 that's true,
yeah.
right? It's so much different living with someone. Like a lot of people can do a very good job of putting on a facade. When you meet them, they can kind of trick you.
I
You know,
think you
to-
really need to do an engineer video for him because
Mhm.
he's been asking you for a really long time.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing it, but I don't like. Yeah, all right, I'll do one. Am I working? I'll do one, and I'll say that I'll do it. I'll do it in about a month and a half. I'll release one,
Inshallah.
inshallah.
Hi, Aisha. Welcome. Thank you for joining. We kind of just finished the topic right now. We're on question and answers, just answering questions in here. Kamar, were you certain Amir was the one prior to marriage? Did you experience any love towards him prior to marrying him? No. That's the truth. Like, I didn't love him before we got married. I mean, we didn't love each other.
Yeah.
How can you love someone before you marry them? Like, you can like someone and then you can have strong like for somebody, but you can't love someone until you experience.
Yeah, according to Kamara, I definitely didn't love her before marriage.
You, babe, you did. You said it yourself.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
When?
You said it in our story video.
Oh.
I have it on my phone actually. I can
All right, hey, put it.
Did I you were like, did I like her? You didn't even know if you liked me.
I love her now.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Oh, pizza emojis. I love pizza, man.
Pizza is good. Me being 15, being too curious for my future. Oh wait. Okay, how do you truly get comfortable after an arranged marriage? Like, how do you randomly have normal convo or birth in front of somebody? You just do it. It's just time. Like, there's no way to force yourself to be comfortable with your spouse. You literally just have to spend time with them. And if you burp or if you fart or if you like throw up in front of them, it's like, it's whatever. Because
if you do throw up, go to the bathroom. Like, that's kind of like control yourself, you know?
Says, I watched your video about passwords and I totally disagree with you. Actually, when you marry, you see the most secret part of each other's body, so sharing your passwords, no big deal. Are you married now? Or
I mean,
because exposing your body to somebody and because no one's gonna look at your body and be like, you know what? I can't believe you. I can't believe you have such a nice body. And I am just now seeing this. But if someone has your password and they see something, whether it is from the time that you guys were married or from the time you guys weren't even talking, if something is seen, like say someone has an email, right, and it's exchanged between them and their previous person, they don't even know they have this email. For example, this email, they could have thought they deleted it, right? But the fact that this is still there, right, and it still shows like them expressing the type of emotion, and you see that as like their spouse, you're gonna get upset, you're gonna feel hurt. So that's why in the beginning of a relationship, we're saying that it's not wise to share passwords because you don't know what you have there. Right. Whether it has anything to do with your spouse or not, you don't know. And your spouse is not gonna, be like, oh wow, well, I mean.
Yeah. And then you have some people who like feel like because they're married, it's time to like find out all of your secrets. Like I wanna learn everything about you. It's that, like, first of all, that's odd and strange, right? Yeah. And second of all, it's just unnecessary, right? You know your spouse for who they are, and the things that they've done in the past is irrelevant. And you need to give them time for them to get used to you, right? No one's just gonna give you all their like, oh, we just signed in a nikah. Here's my Bank of America, Chase, and Wells Fargo passwords. If you ever need to, see what's in my account, like that's just crazy.
Yeah, like. Trust needs to be built, and you can't trust someone just because you've been really only talking to them for a certain amount of time. Like, I talked to you for 2 years. Oh, well, we spoke for 2 years, or we communicated for 2 years. But like the communications were screamed. You guys only saw each other and what you guys allowed each other to see. So it's like you never know someone until you move in with them. So you can never truly trust someone until you see them for who they are. And then you're like, okay, I trust you. Here's my passwords.
Okay, let's see. If you have divorced someone who you've been intimate with, that logically doesn't apply. All right, I think we missed something. All right, what's up? What else? And you should continue sharing. What?
Hold on. Let's scroll up because I am confused. My question is, if you are... Okay, we did that one. Okay. My question is, if you're ready for marriage but you're still in college, is it okay to get married? Or do you have to wait until they're done with college, 21 and female? I'm still in college.
I mean, you don't have to wait. I know a lot of like really good couples that got married in college when I was there, and it was the best thing for them. Doctors too.
How do you know if he's right for you and you truly don't know the guy until you're married and living with him? It's like you're blinded by one side and it just depends on your fate. Not really, because it's like like, yes, everything is written for us, but we have these choices. And the choices that we make kind of guide us to this path that, if you think of it like you have 3 different paths, right? And each path that you take has a different outcome. But you are freely able to choose which path you want to take. But the outcome's still going to be there. If you take this one, it's going to be there. This one, you know how it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have trust in Allah, like, okay, ya Allah, I trust you. I trust you fully. I want you to guide me to which path is right. If you trust in Allah, like hopefully, inshallah, if you have your trust in Allah, then you're hoping that you have the best outcome. And inshallah, you have the best outcome.
Right.
I mean, that's what Iman is about. That's what faith is about. Trusting that Allah knows better than you do. And that's what you have to do with life.
Yeah, and it's a reality that everything in life doesn't go your way, you know. You don't always get into the school you want. You don't always get the scores you want.
You don't always get the job you want.
Right. You don't always get the guy or girl you want, right? You know, you may settle. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that, you know, there's certain things that you have to deal with and you have to push through. And with that, you know, may Allah make it easy on all of us.
If you've been good friends with a guy for 2 years, he's not approached you on a marriage level, does that mean he's not into you in that way? Would it be okay for me to ask him if he would consider?
You have been
so they've been friends
with a guy for 2 years. He's not approached you for marriage. Okay. So the thing is, it depends on like what kind of friends you are, right? We don't need to know, but you know, it kind of depends on what type of friend what type of friends you are. It's the 21st century. I'm a realist. I know like what happens between friends these days, but it depends on like what kind of friends you are. If you guys are just, you know, you go out in groups with friends or something and you have dinner and things like that, it's like it's possible that you have these feelings and he doesn't have these feelings. But if you guys are friends, right, then you know you could probably approach him. You know?
I don't know. I feel like if it's bothering you so much, if you're going to think about it, then you should ask him.
Yeah.
Though asking him will change your relationship, whether it would be like, if he doesn't feel that way, then obviously I don't think it will be good to be friends anymore if you have these feelings for him. But if he does have those feelings, it's like, hey, you could change your relationship for the better and become, you know. Okay, if you have divorced someone who you've been intimate with, that logic doesn't apply. You wouldn't continue sharing things with them, but it's based on trust and not being intimate with them. Oh, okay, that's what the earlier one about the body thing.
What else do we have?
Amir, if you were to get a second wife, would you want someone bilingual, like who speaks Arabic or Farsi, or would you prefer any modest and good? Okay, that's wow. Okay, so just insult me right there. Okay. Would you prefer someone who's bilingual? I'm like, Kamara, who's not? I'm just kidding. Okay, babe. Who would you prefer? Would you prefer someone bilingual? Do you want me to learn a different language? I'm just kidding.
I can't comment to something like that. You know, I'm not in the position at the moment to have a second wife, so I'm chilling. That's my response.
I love your responses, babe. You have the best responses.
What's the biggest change after getting married? The biggest change after getting married is that when you make food, someone's gonna eat half of what you have.
Or
like that's crazy. Like you can't eat as much as you used to. Or you have to make more. You have to spend more money on food, and it's like say you make something great, right? And then you're like, man, I'm gonna smash all of this, and then your wife or your husband comes in like, no, you're not. I'm about to have half, and you like,
yes,
half?
Yes.
Freak. It's so it hurts me right here, you know. Sometimes actually it hurts me right here.
Okay, I was told that you go whenever your husband goes, meaning if he wants to move somewhere, you go. Do you agree with that or no? I mean, if your husband is paying all the bills and paying rent, then I mean, yeah, you go.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to stay, like Like, you know, if I wanted to move out of California or something like that, I wanted to leave, and Kamara was like, I'm not going nowhere. I'm like, well, good luck. Like, like I'm leaving. What? What are you talking about?
Y'all think he's joking? He would leave me. Like, yeah, okay, you can stay in California. You could pay your rent.
Yeah,
You could do that.
You know, you can go live with your sister like everyone else.
Mhm.
You know.
So the thing is, like, if you are paying rent, the person who pays rent decides where they're going to go.
Yeah, yeah. You know, if you're like, I have a family member whose spouse is the breadwinner, and it's a female, right? And so he
It's a
goes.
female. She's a woman.
She's a female. All right, she's a woman,
woman.
right? Yeah, okay. She's a woman, right? And so wherever she goes, he goes. I mean, it is what it is. It works for them. They've had a great relationship for many years.
I've met someone who's 25 whilst I'm 19. I like his personality and everything, and he once asked me about polygamy, and I said no, and he said, I agree, one's enough.
Yeah, I think you might want to leave him alone.
If
Actually,
someone
no, never mind. I could be taken out of context, but
Hold on. Then I said, I write in the marriage contract that I wouldn't allow it. And he said I wouldn't accept you then. Well, it sounds like you guys have some conflict.
yeah.
And you got to decide if him getting a second wife is a deal breaker. If it is, if you don't think that you can handle being a co-wife, then obviously you got to find someone who's not interested in getting a marriage. Because the reality is, when you marry a Muslim man, the possibility of you becoming a co-wife is there, unless he agrees to have it in the marriage contract.
Right.
But that is always a possibility. So it's like, okay.
And you just got to figure out if you're marrying someone who's rational or not, right? There are a lot of people who get married to a second spouse, but they have no money. They have no ability to support one. So this is like, if you're broke, right? This is the only way that you could possibly marry a second wife and have not enough money, right? If you are married to a spouse, right? This is like the kind of like, for me, this would be like the lowest level, right? So if you're married to one wife, right, and you can support her, right, and then you want a second wife, right, and she can support herself, right? That's probably like the lowest level. But I think that you're supposed to be able to support both men and women. You know what I'm saying?
Kumar, how do you deal with Amir's blunt personality? I am sorry, I had to ask. I mean, it's not like I don't know. It doesn't bother me that he's upfront, and honestly, it made me become a more like vocal person where I tell people how I feel. So alhamdulillah, I married Amir because he has enabled me to express myself more, which is a good thing. So I don't mind his blunt personality. I mean, sometimes, you know, he doesn't know how to whisper when he's talking about people or situations, like somebody's shoes.
When are they talking about somebody's shoes?
At the airport when you're going to South Africa.
Oh yeah. What did I say?
They were ugly.
Someone paid for the shoes are like $500, and like, you know, they were kind of like standing there, kind of like looking at me, moving their shoe around. I'm just like, yo, what are you doing with those ugly shoes? Like, and then, you know, they were like, oh, I spent like $500 on these, and I'm just like, yo, you need to give that money back. Like, those boys are ugly. Like, let's be real. Because
someone said, I heard nail polish does not remove if you die. I don't know if that means 100% true, but I'm just scared to it. Nail polish does remove.
Yeah.
You have nail polish remover. Your nails grow out.
Yeah. So.
I'm so confused. Who says things like that?
I don't know. Like,
is that a cultural thing?
No, she said that nail polish doesn't remove after you die. Is that what she said?
Nail polish does not remove if you die. Like people don't clean your nails out the nail polish?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, nail polish is what is it? It's an organic material, so anything well, everything organic. What is it?
Decomposes.
Decomposes. Yeah. So you'll be
Yeah.
fine. It's fine.
It decomposes.
Like, well,
But I'm pretty sure when they make wusu that they have to take the nail polish if you're wearing it, because it's like to make wudu, if you're wearing that other nail polish, you have to take the nail polish off. So it's like, I don't know. If
Yes.
I was washing a body and I saw they had nail polish, I'd be like, yo, someone get the nail polish remover. Let's get this off real quick.
Mhm.
That's just, I don't know, it's just common sense.
Okay. So let's see.
He
Yo,
said,
how do you? Oh, you make ghusl for them, right? Like,
yeah.
because it's like they can't make wudu. Like, do you like rinse their mouth and like have them like?
Gosh,
what do you
babe.
do? Like,
Gosh, yeah, it's just cool.
put something in the nose. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I've never cleaned a body. Never had to. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, they used to do it because we used to live next to the masjid, so we'd always do it by the door. My dad would be like, "Don't peek." I'm like, okay, we're not trying to look at this dead body.
Mm.
I watched your video on showing your hair, but still not confident on showing hair because of my natural red hair starts. Can you try to build up my confidence? Wait, you have
Red hair stars. Red hair. Oh, I'm trying to think. Maybe it's red hair strands.
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, if you have red hair, you're pretty like it's kind of rare, so you should be confident about rare things. That's what I think.
Oh, so you like dyed your hair and then your red hair start growing back. Oh, that's nothing to be like embarrassed about. There's nothing to be embarrassed about at all.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I understand with love marriage, but with arranged marriage, it's hard because you don't really know the guy and you don't know if he's worth a change in lifestyle. Are you talking about, so you just married somebody and then it's like moving to a different country? Personally, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, if I just married someone and they wanted to move out of the country, I couldn't do it.
Mm-mm.
It's like, it's just, you're out of your comfort zone. You don't know how things work.
You don't got family.
Hopefully you speak the language. If you don't, I definitely wouldn't go. It's like, it's just, it's a no-go for me.
Okay. Advice on how to bring up a potential you want to marry to parents, especially if they want you to wait. You just tell them. You just tell them you want to get married.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you got the guy, you got the house, you got the vlog life. All you need now is a kitty. I mean, I got a guy, we got an apartment, I don't really make vlogs, but alhamdulillah. I don't know. I'm not much in the mood for a cat right now. The cats are too much responsibility.
How much of your marriage do you share with your friends?
Nothing.
Yeah, I don't tell my friends about anything,
I mean, like if something happens, like something funny, like if Amir did something hilarious, I'm like, y'all, I'm gonna text them, y'all, guess what Amir just did? He's so crazy.
Yeah, if Kamara does something, how do I say this? Oh, if Kamara does something dumb, I tell him. I can't keep it to myself.
But like your intimate life, that's definitely not something that you share with your friends or anybody else.
Get a hamster. No one wants no rodents.
No.
Amir chose a good wife who knows how to do hair. Amir's hair is always looking dope. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have like different styles that she does and stuff.
It's really only
it was yeah. This is my favorite. Like these are like twists or whatever. They're kind of like, I don't know. You could do like twist outs and stuff like that.
Yeah, Amir's hair is hella long.
Yeah. My hair is pretty long.
Yeah, it's hella long. Would you ever adopt? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, like I really do want to adopt.
Yeah, so do I.
Eventually, like after I have a kid or something like that, I'll probably like our second or third kid, probably adopt like someone like the same age as them, like a newborn or something. Yeah.
What would you do if your brother started smoking weed? What would I do? Nothing.
My brother started smoking weed. I mean, people are gonna do what they do. You know, there are worse things that your brother could be doing, and weed isn't the worst thing. So I tell him to stop, but I wouldn't be super like upset. Actually, I'd be super upset. I'd tell them to stop.
Somebody really wants to know that they're from Romania.
I'm from Romania. That's dope.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah. You're so messed up. Haram police incoming.
What do you think the line is where when sharing relationship details with others? The line.
The line is definitely like intimate relationships, arguments, and things that you think your spouse wouldn't want you to tell other people, right? If you're saying something and you're like, I don't think
personal
my
embarrassing
wife,
things. Yeah.
like, you know, like, yeah, that's pretty much it, you know.
Where do you guys really want to travel together? Honestly, I'm like at the point where I just want to go anywhere. Like Canada, Mexico. I just want to use my passport. Like honestly, I just want to use
I'm
my
not
passport.
gonna lie, like I'm not going anywhere south of the border.
Mexico's nice.
It is, but man, it's just, I don't know. I think I'm kind of a victim of the news and stuff, man. It's like,
America's super American, you guys.
man, some things. I mean, I've been to Africa and it was all right, but I don't know. Like, I'm kind of like, I just don't want to be the next victim, you know. I don't want to end up in a barrel.
Did you know if you adopt a child after it's a baby, if it's a girl and she wears hijab, she should cover her in front of her father that adopted her, and the mother who adopted the child will have to cover in front of the adopted son because they are not blood related. I was so shocked when I found out about this. Yes, but honestly, if you adopt a baby or a child that is 2 and under, and you have a sibling of yours donate your their breast milk, then that because your child, your adopted son, becomes your nephew, which and you don't have to cover.
Yeah, if you adopt a newborn, you know, and your wife's already breastfeeding, right? Then she breastfeeds and they're in the family.
Yeah, so like that's something we have definitely thought about.
Assalamualaikum, guys. Assalamualaikum. That's how Kamara does her salams. If you guys watch our videos, you'll hear her. She goes, "Assalamualaikum." Yeah, it's hecka funny.
Message restrict.
Oh, I didn't even read it. So, what would you say is the hardest thing with first marriage?
What was the hardest thing about the first year?
Yeah, like I said, sharing food, man.
Cooking was my hardest thing. That was some difficult stuff.
You had to share spaghetti. Oh my god.
Yeah, but my spaghetti, babe, is way better than your spaghetti. So. Yeah.
But you always burn the garlic bread.
I'm not talking about garlic bread. I'm talking about spaghetti.
Make spaghetti, burns garlic bread. Come on.
Wait a minute.
Garlic bread is an essential part of spaghetti, babe. It's like half.
Okay, but when I do burn the garlic bread, I scrape off the burnt stuff, so you don't even know that it's burnt.
But I still taste it. And when you scrape off the burnt stuff, you're scraping off the garlic flavor. Like that's the best.
Do you
that's
want? Okay,
best
hold
part.
up. Do you want burnt
flavor?
garlic? You want burnt garlic or toasted bread?
I want garlic bread.
Okay, well those are not your options. It is burnt garlic or bread or toast. God. Now we lost track. How can you tell if you're really in love with someone when you've never associated with men before on that level? Honestly, if you never associate with men on that level, 9 times out of 10, you're not in love with them. Yeah. Maybe I'll even say 10 out of 10.
Did you guys pray istikhara? After praying, did you guys feel like you were right for each other? So we both made istikhara, and we both felt like, I guess we were right after we made istikhara. Alhamdulillah. Yeah,
and of course, like istikhara doesn't mean that you're not going to have, some concerns. Like my biggest concern was like, I don't really know this guy. Is he going to be a serial killer? Like that was my biggest concern. But based on his family interactions, I was like, there's no way There is no way.
Yeah. My biggest concern was that she wouldn't finish school. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I asked him, I was like, what would you do if I dropped out and became like a drug dealer? Actually, I don't think I said the drug dealer part, but that
What
was
did I
always an
say?
option. You were like, you said, if you're not dropping out of school. It was not even like, I don't think you should not. You were like, I prefer that you go to school. You should go to school. If you want to be a housewife after that, you can, but you need to go to school. And I was like, darn it. No, I was like, good. Alhamdulillah, I'm glad he supports my education. I have a first cousin that showed me in many ways that he cared for me, and many
He
signs
said
appeared that
Amir
I
could
was.
password killer.
That's funny. Okay, hold on. I have a first cousin that showed me in many ways that he cared for me, and many signs appeared that he was, I guess, interested. Now I can't get him out of my mind. Well, if you want to marry him, man, go for it.
Yeah, it's perfectly legal, you know. Depends on what type of family you're in. If you're in an American family, you need to find another option. Most likely, it's not going to happen.
But his mom doesn't approve. Well, I think you should talk to your aunt and be like, yo, auntie, I need your son.
That's his mom.
Huh?
That's his mom.
She said this is his first cousin and his mom does not approve.
His first.
It's her first cousin. Her aunt.
Doesn't approve.
Of her, yes, doesn't approve.
You just said you need to talk to your auntie.
Yes, because his mom's
Yeah.
I'm
I see what
confused.
you're saying.
My mom doesn't want me to be cheap. Well, tell her to go talk to her sister or sister-in-law because this is doing a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And your mom doesn't want you to beg. That sounds ridiculous. Well, then tell him how you feel. Like, yo, can you beg? Like,
Yeah. Have him do the begging.
yeah.
You know. Were any of you guys studying during your years of marriage? If so, well, she's studying.
Yeah, I'm still in school.
Yeah. So, that's that.
Yeah, I mean, it gets a little overwhelming only
All right.
because I'm not.
You gotta get.
Yeah, we do gotta go.
Yeah. So we'll answer like one more question and then we gotta go because I'm hungry and we have to watch some anime.
Yeah,
and
I did
stuff.
Issachar and I saw a mosque at first. Then I saw some like ripped up babies and stuff with blood. And I didn't. You had a dream about this?
Yeah,
I don't know. You should go to a shade because that sounds kind of twisted.
Where are you studying? What are you studying? All right, we're watching
Attack on Titan.
We're watching Attack on Titan and we're watching
My Hero Academia.
My Hero Academia. I'm gonna start Boruto sometime soon, but I gotta finish Naruto with Kamara. And yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we gotta go.
Yeah. All right. Inshallah.
Assalamualaikum, you guys.
Alaikum salam. Hold on. Wait.
Wait. What?
Don't forget to subscribe if you like our channel and you're not subscribed. Make sure you subscribe, especially if you made it to the end of this video because it's like an hour long.
That was an hour and 8 minutes, and a lot of you guys did.
Obviously, you like what we're talking about.
Do you think if your first cousin Habibti is too much, girl? He wants you. He wants to marry you. Okay. Anyway.
All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, you guys.